Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of Nerd Up. This week I've got Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Asa Gray.
I like this week.
Mandy Kennedy.
I got a new shirt and it's Pizza Planet.
It is Pizza Planet.
And a Reaper Lego toy. Thank you, Sadie.
Mandy's already having a great night.
It's a good day.
And I'm your host, Jesse Kimball, and we got some nerdy stuff. And this will not be the Jesse tries to rein Asa an hour. No, it's going.
It
to be.
better be.
It
I say we can't do a 3-hour episode, Jesse. I don't have that kind of time, patience, or bladder control.
Same.
You can try.
I have the controls.
That's fine. I got a microphone.
We can turn it
And
off.
other microphones around. As Thursday proves, I have no problem bouncing between other people's microphones if I have a point to make.
That's not how it works. You have to go to their microphone.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he apparently
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what he did on Thursday.
I just paced back
no.
and forth between Jesse and
I was making
Shannon.
fun of myself on that Thursday show. You
yeah,
were
that was
here,
funny.
and I dove across the table to your microphone to be you.
I'll just have Tanner bounce you or something.
I almost grabbed Lindsay's at one point and just held it.
Probably could have.
Take it from her.
And then he would have to readjust the dials because the sound.
It would have been way different. Anyway, all right. So, the reason I bring that up, John Wick, Parabellum, John Wick 3 got a trailer.
Chapter 3 put respect on it.
So wait a minute, time out. Before we start this, I was saying it earlier before everybody got here. Nothing makes me happier than seeing pure joy on Ace's face because I've been friends with this man for 6 years and I've only seen it 3 times.
Oh, I hate most things.
Yeah, and it's
John
only
Wick
whenever
Chapter
John Wick, John Wick Chapter 2, and John Wick Chapter 3.
Also, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But pure joy is this film series.
Also, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that too.
Into the Spider-Verse was a lot. No, yeah, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. They have a sword fight on motorcycles. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Were you telling me that at work?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm sure he's like, there's motorcycles. Okay.
He's on a horse, outrunning motorcycles.
There's something with Asa, motorcycles, and swords.
I mean, it
I
does
don't
sound
know.
because
cool.
it's a separate whatever. But when you put them together, either it be a sword fight while on motorcycles or a motorcycle that is swords. Yeah, I don't understand how everyone else isn't as excited about this as I am. Why am I the weird one?
I mean, I'll watch the movie. It's just one of those things. Those movies don't hit me the same way they do you. And I understand this feeling because it's reciprocated with Kingsman.
Right.
I don't know. Dalton is the closest person, I think, to the amount of joy that I receive from the Kingsman
No,
films.
this is very much the Venn diagram where it's Ace's John Wick, your Kingsman, and that's the circle. The middle is me because I'm equal. I'm all on board on John Wick because I love those movies. Also Kingsman all day.
I would have liked Kingsman 2 better if they hadn't bait and switched me
With Channing Tatum.
with the Channing Tatum amount.
Yeah, the trailers definitely
Made
a
it seem
goof
like-
there a little bit there because it made it seem like there's gonna be a lot more Channing Tatum than there was,
But
which is a bummer.
I will say there's one thing that I'm wary about with John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and it's I don't like Halle Berry as an actress.
Oh, really?
She just I can't think of anything she's in that I have genuinely really enjoyed.
She was Storm, right?
She was in
Yeah.
Kingsman too.
Yeah, and
She was
didn't
okay.
really- yeah, she's fine. She's fine.
She was
Yeah.
a supporting character in that.
Yeah,
so.
and it kind of looks like and that's the thing is if she's a supporting character in this, it'll be fine. I will probably
But if she's
won't
in a
even notice.
starring role.
But if she's a major part of the story, I'm just and her character might be strong enough that I don't mind it. But just as an actress, I'm not a huge fan of Halle Berry. Yeah, so
That's fair.
But outside of that, it looks amazing. I'm super the countdown he did where he's using the services of the doctor, and he's 5 seconds. You got to hurry because once midnight strikes or whatever, and he's out completely. You know, it doesn't matter if they're in the middle of something. It's just. I'm super excited. I want to see where they go with it.
Same. And I don't I want to see if they're able to do or if this is just going to be a trilogy or if they're going to be able to do more movies.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a trilogy. At a certain point, I kind of almost hope that they don't overextend, because what they have right now is so special and so well thought out and well done that it's not that I don't think it's not sustainable. It just makes me nervous, especially as, if the creative team changes hands or if it turns into one of those things where, okay, the person who wrote it is done, but the studio wants more, like Supernatural.
Right. Yeah, the only thing that I'm wary of with this film and with John Wick just in general, the whole idea of this one to me feels like it goes a little bit against like the mythos that we've been building in the first two, in that nobody wants to mess with John Wick. That's the last thing that you would ever want to do. Suddenly he's out, and now literally every assassin in the game is like, I want a piece of John Wick.
Because part of it is he no longer has the backing of the world. Whatever he has, he's completely on his own, which makes him more vulnerable. Also, the price on his head will make you want to do stupid things.
Then
because,
you'd be the
what
toughest. If you take out the toughest, you'd be the toughest.
Also that. Like, this is...
No, I mean, and like, I get that. Like,
this is the kind of argument that we would like absolutely switch, because it's just like, oh, no, well, yeah, but this is how I see it. Because that's what this isn't a fact-based one. It's just the opinion.
Right, because I could absolutely see, like, you know, a few people like, ooh, that price tag, and like maybe people that don't know about John Wick, but basically, you know, they sent. And one of my favorite things about the first two movies is like them establishing just like how much nobody wants to go anywhere near John Wick. Like the whole thing of like, you stole whose car?
I know. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say
Like-
in the first
Why
one,
did you?
and he just beats the heck out of him.
My son tells me you struck him. Oh, that's why. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna go beat him. Like, yeah, because
Right.
dang. More colorful language, but nerd up.
Right.
You're welcome.
So yeah, like you have that whole setup in like the first two films. And then like you get to this third one where it's like I said, now, and you're right, like he's lost the backing of the organization, but really all that means is he doesn't have the safe house.
Or the weapons, or the access to the weapons, which the whole like the safe house thing in the hotel is part of why I love those movies so much, because they don't go. They build this amazing world that you want to know more about, but they don't give you hardly anything. Like we don't know what those coins are. We don't know just how deep this goes. Like it's this secret. It's the Harry Potter underground world of hitmen and assassins, and I love that.
No, and like I said, it's really
that's
cool.
part of the thing. So now to see him, outside of that and have that work against him, because like I genuinely think either this movie ends in one of two ways, because I'm working under the assumption that we're not getting another one. It's either John Wick does die at the end, or John Wick just burns the whole thing to the ground. When in reality, it probably is he finds a way to get back in and everything's cool and whatever.
I feel like it's going to be column A, column B. Like he's going to go down, but he's going to take everything down with him.
Also
So there
can
will
happen.
not be any more secret organization.
Which I would also be super on board with.
It'd be neat. But either way, yeah, like I'm excited about the movie. I'm gonna watch the movie. I don't know if I could ever be as excited about this movie as Asa is, but like I'm gonna watch it.
And I'm in the middle of the Venn diagram.
Are you pointing to Justin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Justin
giving me-
gave a
he's
thumbs
giving me the
up.
thumbs up. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
he's
I
giving me
know.
the thumbs up.
He does such a good job of barely listening to us, but just listening to us enough.
He listens for what he likes.
Yeah, the stuff he cares about.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to something that at least three people at this table care about. Spider-Man: Far From Home got a trailer.
No.
Oh, yep, there
Nope.
it is. I was like, what am I not
I
going to
was
care
all
about?
on board for Into the Universe, Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
And I loved it, and I'm going to buy it. Because I loved it. And then I
What
watched this trailer, and I was like, real people Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Real people Spider-Man.
I actually did. I did kind of have a little bit of that reaction where it's like, I'm still super stoked, and I fully enjoyed the trailer for what it was, but I was the thing of like, boy, now you gotta follow the best Spider-Man movie now.
And I
Which
guess
they already
'cause-
did. Like before
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse, Homecoming was my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Right.
But
So
at
they
least
could
then
keep
that was the same template. At least, like now they're playing different sports.
So yeah, I'm excited about this one though. Like I loved the trailer. I feel bad for anybody that like, because I know some people that will only watch teasers. They won't watch full trailers.
Uh-oh.
Right.
And Sony, being the brilliant human beings they are, decided to title this video that Marvel sent them "Spider-Man: Far From Home" teaser trailer. It's nearly 3 minutes because it is a full trailer, and the beginning of the video opens with Spider-Man: Far From Home official trailer.
Yeah.
But Sony labels it teaser trailer because Sony's
Gotcha.
smart.
I enjoyed the trailer a lot, and we'll get more into that a little bit. But I will just make the point that I've made to everyone who will listen of me screaming, "Old man yells at cloud." I hate that we got a trailer. I hate that we got a trailer before Endgame. It totally, like, I get it. You can't, like, you have shareholders to answer to and all this, but if they're doing this whole, like, no, we're changing the way movies are told and storytelling, stuff like that, like, no, you want to change the game? we don't know what's after Endgame. Lock and key. Like, no, even, like, well, because stuff will get leaked out and stuff like that.
Right.
And so, okay, well, they're working on a Spider-Man movie. But to give us a trailer after a movie where the character is dead.
Because that's
just, ugh.
And it's something we talk about, like, I think it's almost weekly at this point. We talk about how, like, Endgame, like, we shouldn't have gotten anything out of Marvel until after Endgame.
Right.
Other than Captain Marvel trailers. Because that's fine.
Before.
That's
and even like
happens
Ant-Man and
beforehand.
Wasp. Okay, that's fine. Because that happens almost, kind of concurrently.
Right. So, yeah, like, we've been saying, like I said, almost weekly. And at the very least, in this one, we didn't see anybody, because we didn't see Tony at all in this trailer. We just saw, a few of his, we only saw one.
We saw the Spider-Man characters.
Yeah, we just saw the people that were in Homecoming minus Tony.
Wasn't
Happy.
Fury in there?
Do what?
Wasn't Fury in there?
Yeah,
When he
yeah,
goes in
Fury
the
was in there.
apartment, he was in there, right?
Oh,
Damn it.
I hated they
Mandy?
showed us that.
I actually had
It's not
forgotten
my
about that
fault.
already.
No, and he-
Look, I didn't even care. I'm the one that remembered.
Yeah, I
Can we
forgot.
take this
I
in?
completely forgot about
That-
Fury.
Asa was so happy this entire episode until just now.
That's the. Oh, we'll get back to it. That was the Spider-Man showing up in the Civil War trailer moment for that for me.
Yeah.
I hate that. That is a huge reveal, and he seems to be a huge part of the story. Now, again, I have my own kind of conspiracy theories with a lot of what we saw in that trailer, maybe not being quite what is being shown. But for potential spoiler reasons, I will keep those to myself until after the show.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually do kind of like the idea, though, if this was actually, Fury shows up and it actually sets up, like the end of this movie sets up like a Young Avengers situation with Spider-Man and, some other characters. Because they had like the Spider-Man cartoon. The one that was actually decent that I thought wouldn't be had Drake Bell voicing Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate?
Oh, nice.
Ultimate,
was it
yeah.
Ultimate
Was
Spider-Man?
it the one with the team?
Yeah.
Where they were training him to be the Ultimate Spider-Man, and they made Iron Fist and
Yeah, they had
Luke-
Iron
yeah,
Fist,
Ultimate
Luke
Spider-Man.
Cage, and all that. I actually really enjoyed that cartoon.
It's a lot
good.
of fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, and I would like, obviously not with Danny Rand and Luke Cage, but a similar kind of Young Avengers team situation going with Spider-Man. I think that'd be really.
I want
cool.
those actors with Tom Holland. I think that would be a dumb, fun movie.
like all of them going to school together.
It's a community college. Shut up.
It's the recurring nightmare that I have. Like their high school diplomas have been invalidated, so now they have to go back as grown adults.
Or they're just going in undercover.
They're all going.
They've got like Mike Coulter in there. Like, you sure you're a sophomore?
Hello, fellow kids.
This big
I'd watch that.
6'5". Yeah, no, I'd watch the crap. out of that.
He's on the football team, right? Like that guy is definitely on the football team, right?
I mean, like he qualified for the Eagles. Was it the Eagles or was it in season 2 of Luke Cage? There was
I don't know. It was a New York team, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Was
had to be New
Giants?
York.
maybe it was the Jets.
Oh, I think it
Had
was.
to be
I think it was the
or
Jets.
Giants.
Well, if it was
I think
real,
it was
that
the
team would have
Jets.
been
Yeah, I don't
first.
Because it ended up
Because he
being
was
like
setting all the world records and stuff. on it.
he basically just went through like an NFL training combine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember you showing me that.
It was funny. Because he was also like ridiculously fast on top of the super
Yeah.
strong. Because when
Unbreakable
you're that
skin.
strong, you can run faster. I think that's how
Sure.
it works.
Comics.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm still pumped for this movie though, like, because I absolutely loved Homecoming.
They did my boy Mysterio justice.
Oh yeah,
We got Fishbowl Head.
everything
In
about
all
like
his glory.
Mysterio we got from that trailer made me really happy. Like Jake Gyllenhaal looks great as Mysterio. All this stuff is him setting it up. Like, because basically the way it works from the trailer, the way it looks like Mysterio is coming in and helping out Peter deal with these
huge
threats.
these huge attacks on London.
Right. And that's Mysterio's game.
Yeah, he's the fireman starting fires to be the hero.
Yep.
Now a wrinkle to that though, which is kind of cool, is that in the one with the giant with what appears to be Hydro Man, like the giant water monster, there is a boat in the background that's labeled ASM like 212. I forget the exact number, but if you go back to the Amazing Spider-Man and that issue number, that's the first appearance of Hydro Man.
Well, that's neat.
As like a neat little Easter egg thing. So it's like, okay, well maybe it's a little bit
Maybe
column A, maybe like it's enough of a hook to like if you pay that much attention to it, which that's not a thing I caught, the internet told me.
Right.
But it is that thing because, I'm assuming, Mysterio's just setting all this up. But that is enough of a little wrinkle of like, okay, well, maybe they are separate. They're like working together, something like.
Right, we could like maybe it's Mysterio expanding on Hydro Man's abilities because obviously Hydro Man can't do what was in that.
The versions we've seen so far, like
True.
they could have just. This wouldn't be the first time that they've reworked a character.
Would not be, yeah.
But I'm excited. Like it looks great. It looks like every other Marvel movie, which only feels a little bit lackluster now because Into the Spider-Verse happened and how jaded I am coming off of Infinity War. Now that we know, like we have been given proof positive while everything's getting undone.
99%
before seeing
certain,
Endgame, yeah.
Because at the very least, Spider-Man obviously is still alive.
Did it have a date for when it comes out?
July something.
When does Endgame? April?
Yeah, that
got bumped up to the last week
That's
of April.
right.
Yep.
And when does John Wick 3 come out? We didn't ever say that.
That I'm not. I don't.
Did they
I don't know if
we've
we've got a release date for it yet.
I think we do.
All right, I'll look that up.
Okay.
I've already got it.
Not that Spider-Man
then.
matters, so I mean.
John Wick is May 17th.
Why are you the way you are? Like,
Because she gets distracted too
Tanner
easily.
just like straight up like did that backhand knife.
Endgame is the 26th, and then
Look, I like one Spider-Man movie out of how many?
like 50.
There's that.
and then Spider-Man's July 5th.
I feel like you'd like the first Spider-Man if you actually gave it a chance.
I tried.
You did not.
No.
I tried.
Your tries and my tries are different.
Yeah,
So loving to each other here.
That's why we're partners.
That's right.
April, May, July, killing it.
Okay. And then February, How to Train Your Dragon 3.
That's
And there's-
next year. Or is it next month? February or
I
next
hope it's next month.
No, it's definitely next year, February.
June is
For
Toy
how
Story.
to Train Your Dragon? I thought it was next month.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
'cause they're
well,
like-
cool.
There's
they-
another one that's coming out next month too.
Because they've been putting out
That I wanna see.
we've been getting trailers for that, and they really don't put trailers out for a year plus.
Right, because it's not just one either. Like, we've gotten several.
Yeah.
But either way, no, the only thing that I can really think of happening in February is Anthem.
Yeah, it's
Like, that's just kind
No,
of
there's
like
one other
plaguing
movie
my
I
memory.
know
2019
coming out I want to see.
is How to Train Your Dragon 3.
2019.
Yeah, so
Next-
this year. That's this year.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
thought it was next
good.
month. Yeah.
Also, June is Toy Story 4.
That's one. Okay.
Nope. Hard pass.
I know that one.
Going to be a great
We're going for my
spring
birthday,
summer.
Dalton.
Oh,
Are you going to
gosh.
skip my birthday?
No, I'm not going to skip your birthday, but I don't like crying for your birthday. It's just that Pixar, like that little, and I'm just going to start crying. Like it's going to be over for this hoe. Like I'm done.
All right, so Ghostbusters. That was the other big thing we had. We got an announcement that Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, is going to be working on a Ghostbusters movie hitting in summer 2020.
Why is Ivan Reitman notable?
That was the director for the original Ghostbusters movies.
I'm wanting you to fill that in for the general audience who may not know that.
Cody.
that's
He's
fair.
filling it in for Cody.
Oh yeah. Cody, sorry buddy.
It's a Lego movie. Sorry, that's what's also coming out.
Oh, going all the way back. Yeah. So yeah, new Ghostbusters movie. This one actually is going to tie in to the first two. And we got 2 days later, we actually got a teaser for it, which this was the definition of a teaser.
Oh yeah,
Because this was something.
almost to the point it felt kind of pointless.
Yeah.
The only thing this did was to especially after the fact that Reitman and all these it was legitimized.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, no, yeah, this is real. It's more of a no, yeah, we're actually making there is another Ghostbusters movie being made. We were confirming that here is actual footage of a thing.
Who did the last one, the woman one?
I don't remember.
Hey,
wasn't
Jesse.
because
Sorry.
it's like Feige or I don't remember.
Who did the last Ghostbusters movie?
Kevin Feige.
Okay, cool.
Was it Kevin or Paul? Because Kevin.
No, Paul Feig.
Yeah,
right?
it's spelled the
Feige-
same way.
yeah.
Yeah, Kevin
Feige
Feige
is-
is Marvel.
Yeah, he's the
Paul
MCU
Feig.
czar.
Yeah.
It would have been a good movie then.
I mean, I liked that movie.
I know. I like the Ghostbusters 2016 movie as well.
Sorry, I just got distracted with a message I got that may have changed our plans for after the show tonight.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
Shannon cancel.
Yeah.
That was
Damn
literally
it.
my first thought too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tell him to get here. I'm texting him. I'm on it.
All right, so going backwards here, so Ghostbusters. We don't have hardly any information out of this other than it's connected to the original two, which we know is in a separate universe from the 2016 reboot, which made Leslie Jones very upset, and she said some really unfortunate things on Twitter.
Is that one that was in the girls movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was unfortunate. But anyway, so we got there's a rumor that our Ghostbusters in this, our lead protagonist, are going to be a boy and a girl, like young, like high school.
Yeah, they're gonna
aged.
be like high school age.
So yeah, that's all we got though. And then the teaser, like I said, you guys can find it out there, but it's basically just like creepy scene with like a barn at night.
Lightning going.
Yeah, there's some weird like stuff happening inside
Well,
the
yeah,
barn.
it's not lightning. It's probably more of the proton.
Yeah, and then they go up to it. The wind blows up a cover on the. It's I almost called it a station wagon. It's not a station wagon. It's the
Ecto
fire
one.
truck.
The hearse.
I thought was it a hearse or was it a fire truck?
I feel like you should know the
Hearse?
difference
It
between
was-
that.
Hearse.
It was a hearse?
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
But I thought it had a siren already.
They added. Yeah.
Yeah, in the first one, Tanner. What? Oh, was it
Oh,
ambulance?
old ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's
okay.
the 2016 one
All
was
right.
a hearse.
Thank you, Tanner and Justin. That
Yep.
we couldn't hear you, but we were filling in the blanks.
Right. Peanut Gallery to the
rescue.
To the rescue.
here. Yeah, it was an old ambulance. Now I sound like Cody over here, not knowing what's what.
No,
on
you at least
Ghostbusters.
watched it. Like you just forgot some stuff. He just doesn't watch it. That's two different things.
So anyway,
Cody.
old ambulance. So yeah, we got basically the thing flapped up. We saw the logo on the back of the car, is the point, and then we heard the proton packs firing up, and that was it. That was
very
the
much,
teaser.
very much a teaser. Which,
Like-
granted, I don't understand how the turnaround on this movie is going to happen. Because like they're saying it's a 2020, they're shooting for a 2020 release. As far as we know, there hasn't been been casting.
Yeah,
Unless they're leaning heavy, and like even if they lean heavy into practical effects instead of like CG, that stuff in itself takes a while.
I mean, they may have gotten faster at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be like that's going to be a crunch for summer 2020, but I don't know. I think it's possible. Like it's more than a year. Mm-hmm. So as long as they already have the script and everything written and like already have a lot of the casting done, then I think they're good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got that, and then let's see. Sony has hired Dan Trachtenberg, director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, for the Uncharted movie. So that officially has a director now.
Is that like
Again.
the video game Uncharted?
Yes.
movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sony's
It's-
been trying to do a movie for that for a long time.
And it has not had a smooth going
No.
so far. They've gone through multiple directors, stars. Like I think Tom Holland eventually. I don't know if he pulled out yet.
I have no
Well, not
idea.
yet, but I think because he was cast, but then someone had been cast, but then they pulled out. I thought,
There have been
I don't
like
know.
3 different people cast for Drake.
or maybe those were all just rumors that had happened.
That's also a possibility. Either way, yeah, we don't have any other information than that, but it has a director again, so it's still happening. Where Sony at least very much wants it to
If
happen.
they can get actors.
Which works because like it's even the games are very, very cinematic.
Maybe they'll want
Yeah.
no one and we can get hired and make money.
I don't think that's how that's going to work. None of us here are anywhere near Drake.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't remember Drake's last name.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake. His first name.
Yeah.
Fake fanboy
Yeah,
over
you'd be
here.
fired already.
Yeah, I've definitely never played an Uncharted game.
They're a lot of fun.
Do what?
They're a lot of fun.
They are. I'm fine with recognizing that. Netflix is working on a new movie. The Devil All the Time. Supposed to be almost like a True Detective style movie. They are apparently putting a ton of money behind this one.
Mm-hmm.
They have hired now Tom Holland and Chris Evans on top of Bill Skarsgård and Robert Pattinson. They also got Mia Wasikowska and Eliza Scanlon.
I like that they just hired Tom Holland and then immediately put him with like other Avengers people.
Right.
Because there's the Pixar movie that he's doing with Chris Pratt, and now he's going in with Chris
What
Evans.
movie is this?
The Devil All the Time.
Okay.
It's a Netflix original.
But it's gonna be a series, not a movie.
I thought it was going to be a movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
When you said-
It's a movie along the lines of True
Because
Detective.
you said True
not-
Detective, and that made me think it was gonna be a series.
Yeah.
Which I have not heard any. Like I have heard no one talk about season 3 of True Detective, and I kind of want to keep it that way because I really want to watch it.
I haven't watched season 1 or 2.
I've only seen season 1.
Season 1 is phenomenal. Season 2 happened, and then years later they come back and do season 3. But
Fair enough. So yeah, either way, like this looks like it could be neat. I mean, I've liked most of Netflix's original stuff. Like their last big budget movie, I enjoyed quite a bit. I would like to see a sequel to. though I can't remember what it's called now to save my life.
Was it Bird Box?
No. I actually still haven't watched Bird Box. I will eventually. But no, the one before that, the one with Will Smith. What was that called?
Bright.
Was it just Bright?
Yeah.
Because Bright's been
Yeah,
in my head, but I didn't.
It's
Yeah, it was
just
Bright.
It's just
Max
Bright. Okay.
Landis and
Yeah, I would like to see a sequel to that movie because I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. At least the world was really, really cool. Anyway, Kevin Hart.
well, and now they can afford to throw all this money at extra actors now that they're making everybody pay more.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so I guess this goes with the Netflix price hike. New subscribers now pay $2 more, and it will go up $2 basically for everybody else at every tier.
Yeah.
Because it totally makes sense that they just got rid of Disney and canceled Daredevil and probably Punisher, but let's charge you.
Yeah, they're getting rid of all of the
Like-
because Netflix is going to. I'm willing to put money that Netflix is going to slowly move away from having stuff that's not original.
Yeah.
With the amount of time, with the amount of like money that they've sunk in all of those original projects and all of the other like. I'm trying to think of like not networks, but like companies that are pulling stuff. Like that's why we lost, American Dad and Bob's Burgers and all that is because Fox. Like they ended their contract with Fox, so now they're just exclusively like on Hulu.
Right.
And each channel is now getting their own
Own
streaming
streaming.
service. So cable is the thing.
Bothers
it's,
me a lot.
It's the thing that like people have been saying for a while, and I think it was Cody might have even put it in our group chat of like, I'm glad to finally have cut the cord from cable so that I could spend the exact same amount of money a month on
Netflix
12
and-
different
yeah.
streaming services.
Yeah.
The one bright side being that it's at least watch it as you want for some of them, versus the ones that are like, well, after 5 episodes, it's good luck.
We're gonna pull it.
Yeah, we're gonna start pulling stuff from our own streaming service. That bothers me.
Makes
so
me
much,
really
but-
like YouTube more.
Yeah. No, if Netflix goes over $15 for like the standard plan,
I'll drop
then
it.
I'll drop it because it's not worth that much money to me. Because right now it's going up to $13.99, I think, for the 2 screens 1080p streaming, which is fine
The
for me.
base
That's what I've had.
package.
There's
That's what
one
mine is.
below it.
Oh, is there?
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Nice.
That's only one screen, 720p, and
Does the one screen count like so if I have an account and then my parents have an account because I gifted them.
only one of you
Netflix.
can stream it simultaneously. So
Ooh.
you guys couldn't do like your
So
parents
it's like
couldn't.
Hulu. It's like Hulu essentially,
Yeah,
where you only have one. You have one login and that's it.
Well,
Only one password can be used at a time essentially.
I didn't know more than one password could be used. Oh no! Just while you're streaming, like 2 people can be browsing, but only one person can actually watch something at a time on that lower one.
Yeah. Okay. That's pointless.
Yeah. So either way, I mean nobody else really uses mine. I could go down to that, but I need that 1080p.
You can't go back.
No, I'm surprised I haven't paid the money to upgrade to 4K because
But Jesse, you have all those 4K things.
I only have one 4K thing.
Yeah, the TV, the most important part.
I thought your Xbox was too. I thought you got a new one.
yeah, I mean, like the Xbox and PlayStation do 4K as well. But
So it can
So you
play in
have
4K.
3.
I only have
So-
one 4K screen.
Okay, so how much more is it the 4K hike?
It's like $2 more.
See? What's $4 a month?
A lot.
Do it. You're not
Listen.
helping.
That adds up.
It can. So either way, yeah, Netflix is going up again. Yeah, especially with as much is moving away from Netflix, it would be really, really difficult for me to justify more than $15 a month. Like I will go up to $14.99.
Yeah.
Right now they're at $13.99. If they raise it again,
Yeah, out.
I'm
Unless
out.
it's $1. They get that $1, you're just like, damn it.
Yeah, no. If they just raise me $1, it's like, all right, you got me again. But once they go over $1, I'm done because
I swear, Netflix, you don't hurt me.
Because at this point, honestly, I watch Hulu more than I do Netflix. Like Netflix is my I'm going to sleep thing, and of course I watch the exclusives. But now that like the Marvel ones are gone, and a lot of the ones that I like are ending. Like there's not much of a point.
Oh yeah, no,
But-
I watch way more Hulu. I watch more Hulu and YouTube now than I do Netflix.
Yeah, Hulu for me.
For Punisher season 2 of Punisher is the first time I've logged into Netflix in more than a month. I'd
Wow.
say.
Because I mean I still do Netflix almost daily because it's easier to throw on to go to sleep too because it does the
Yeah.
3 episodes.
We watched the
Oh, see-
Pokemon I Choose You movie.
And that's why like Hulu at least on my laptop. My laptop just runs all night because King of the Hill or I'll go back to like 30 Rock or American Dad or Bob's Burgers or one of those shows that I've seen a bunch. And if I don't want to watch, because I wake up too many times in the middle of the night, and I wake up and it's quiet. So now it's like, all right, start my computer again, start up The Office again, and then go back to sleep. Whereas I wake up, I roll over. Oh, which episode of King of the Hill is this? And then 30 seconds later, I'm out.
See, for me, like if I have TV or something going, then I wake up a lot more during the night. Mm-hmm. So I prefer Netflix to, like, I have to have something on to go to sleep to. Mm-hmm. But once I'm asleep, I like it to be quiet.
Right, because then like a loud thing is going to happen and then wake you up. And
then, I'm just awake. Well, no, I can go back to sleep. But I wake up far more frequently with like a TV or something on. And then I'm really, really good at going back to sleep immediately after waking up. Mm-hmm. I just, if I could wake up less, that'd be great.
I think the lack of sound wakes me up. Like going from sound to just dead quiet.
No, not me.
I think that wakes me up.
Like I have to have noise when I'm going to sleep, but after, and it has to be more than like the fan or something like that. Like that doesn't count for my brain.
It's like white noise.
Yeah, I have to have like something to focus my brain on. Anyway, so I like Netflix for that reason, and that's been the bulk of my Netflix watching. But yeah, honestly, I use Hulu so much more. Especially for like, there's actually like 4 or 5 shows right now that I'm actively keeping up with, which is the most in like a decade. So yeah, that's a thing. All right. Oh yeah, and then you mentioned Punisher. I figure we'll talk about that a little bit because I've watched the first episode, so I figure Ace can do the same.
Yeah, watch the first. I've seen the first 4 episodes so far.
The first episode is very violent.
Eventually.
You don't say.
Well, I mean, like the first episode of the first season of Punisher was honestly not that violent until like the very, very end of it. And then there was a brief moment of extreme violence.
Very extreme violence.
And then there was no more.
Just so you guys know, we got a thumbs up from Justin in the back because I was actually watching him to talk about the violence. Be like, how violent is it? And then I saw the thumbs up, so it was very violent.
The first episode of the first season is very violent. This has more of a longer stretch of violence, but.
Because once it starts, it's very violent. Mm-hmm. A woman gets pinned to a wall. I'm just gonna
by
throw that.
What?
Don't worry about it.
No,
don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Right. Because that was I saw that I was like, no, it's good stuff. It's really good. Like I liked the first episode a lot, and I did want to watch more. I unfortunately forgot that Punisher happened this weekend because so much other stuff is going on. And then when I actually logged on to Netflix today, and it was my top thing. It's like Punisher. I was like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Let's get started.
That's kind of how I was. I remembered it yesterday, but I didn't want to stop playing any of the games that I was playing to start watching it, but. I've seen the first 4 episodes, and it's very similar to the first season in that I am not hooked yet.
This took to like episode 6 in the last season.
Yeah, it was like really episode 6 was the tipping point, and it's like, oh, okay, now I have to keep watching. This now is more. I don't know. I'm not really enjoying it a whole lot. They're doing it again where there's 2 separate storylines going. Any of the new characters, we really don't know anything about. Like at all. And I was talking to Justin about it earlier, but it's like if they're going for the whole thing of like, well, Frank doesn't know it, so we're not showing the audience either. I get that, but I'm not super enjoying it. I also don't really particularly like any of the new characters that they've brought in. Josh Stewart is playing Pilgrim, I think is his name. John Pilgrim. He's good. And I like his performances. I just don't know really anything about the character for why I should really care. So, and I know eventually we'll get that and it'll be better for me. It's just like when I finished I had to kind of force myself to watch episode 4 today. It's like I got time. I can do another one. I really want to go back. I do want to get this last camo in Call of Duty though. I'll just do another one. I wasn't like excited to keep going.
It's fair. And I mean, I felt the same way in season 1. So,
so I'm hoping again there's going to be that tipping point that really goes over the top. But right now I'm not seeing it.
And I'm sure there will be. Like I've only watched the 1 episode, but then football started.
I also there is a thing that they do, and this is very mildly spoilery, but not really. Especially if you've seen the trailers, you've seen Billy Russo's face. They make it a big reveal, but they keep it like a huge secret for the first couple episodes of what his face looks like. But we've already seen it in the trailers, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. There is also there's one moment of just absolute stupidity that I can't overlook. That's really pulled me out of the third episode. That it was just like, that makes no sense. What is happening?
Fair enough. We'll have to talk
But yeah,
about that.
I'm gonna keep walking it, I'm gonna keep watching it, but
See how it goes. All right. Then, we didn't actually talk about this part. Kevin Hart is going to star in a Monopoly movie from Lionsgate and Hasbro.
so John Wick 3.
There it is. I was waiting for it. I was hoping he was going to do
It
it.
just doesn't even sound good. A Monopoly game, like I'm already bored.
No, Monopoly movie. Like
this will be the
Or that's what I
third
meant.
board game they've converted to a movie.
What's besides Jumanji?
Jumanji's technically was a movie first, and then
Oh.
they did Battleship and Clue. Have
Oh,
both
that's right,
been
they did
turned
do
into
Clue,
movies,
yeah.
and both awful movies.
Okay, but Monopoly's already like real life. Like,
Yeah,
why
no,
you
it's
gotta
super
make
boring.
a real like movie? Like, yeah.
I honestly do not understand what they could possibly be doing with this film.
People
nothing
better
about,
go to jail. That's what I'm saying.
Nothing about this headline was exciting to me. It's like, Kevin Hart's going to be in a new movie. Okay, whatever. I don't care. It's going to be Monopoly. Now I really don't care.
they found a way to make me care.
Somehow. There's a way for me to make or care less than Kevin Hart being an announcement. So yeah, that's a thing, and I don't know why.
John Wick Chapter 3 is gonna have a sword fight on motorcycles.
Yes, it will.
So many headshots.
All right, this next portion of our podcast is brought to you by our friends at Villainous Grounds in Perryville, Missouri. Please stop by there for all of your comic book needs. So we're getting a Symbiote Spider-Man book. It's going to take place, apparently, in the past at this point. It's actually going to be when Peter first gets the symbiote, which I thought that story had all been told out, but they're going to tell a new one in a 5-issue miniseries, which that's my favorite version of Spider-Man, or my favorite Spider-Man suit anyway, is the symbiote suit. So I'm really pumped.
it's gonna
that
look
this is
awesome.
happening.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh no.
But Black Suit Spider-Man's great.
Yeah, Peter David's writing it, and I love Peter David.
Remind me of what he's done.
His probably most famous thing is his Incredible Hulk run. He won like 2 Eisners for it.
Okay.
A bunch of other awards for a bunch of other stuff. Co-created Spidey 2099. He's been around the block. Peter Allen David.
I'm still just really bad about creators' names. There's like 6 that I know.
That's fair. He's extremely talented. So that's cool. Downside, Greg Land is doing the art.
How is Tracer getting work consistently?
I don't know.
That is one thing that I look forward to, though, are all of the scans of like, okay, well, here's the panel, and then here's the image he shamelessly traced.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just going to be tracing from like better Spider-Man writers, or better Spider-Man artists,
Or
I
just,
guess.
people that he finds on Google Images.
Yeah, like seeing some of his Iron Man stuff looked weird. Like some of those tracings,
Because he was tracing actual human beings.
he
in a
traced like an
comic book.
actual old dude having a stroke and drew Iron Man having a stroke inside. It's so dumb. Like so much of his art is so bad.
It's good source material, man.
And it's not so much that he's basing it on these images. Like I understand, artists will do that pretty frequently. They'll look up pictures of stuff so they can get kind of an idea of proportions and angles and things along those lines. But no, the Greg Land just outright traces and then slightly modifies to make it relevant to the comic, or sometimes just outright traces. Like the most famous one is the old lady. Just Google, if you guys are curious about this, just Google Greg Land old lady, and you will find.
Are you gonna look this up for me?
I can.
I thought that's what you were doing.
That's
was
actually
not.
that's actually what I'm about to do, though.
Is there a picture of the suit that you guys clearly seem sarcastic about because it's bad, or just because you know it's going to be traced from something?
The Spider-Man suit? No.
Yeah.
No,
we
just
just know it's going to be bad because it's Greg Land.
Okay.
And he's a talentless hack. I would honestly almost rather Liefeld drawing this book at this point than Greg Land. I said almost. Because at least Liefeld's stuff is original. And he has gotten a little better.
Yeah, but it's still terrible. Like, at least Greg Land, even the stuff that he doesn't trace isn't bad. Liefeld's stuff is just bad.
But how does he get away with tracing stuff?
I mean, he sends it to the publisher. They don't really check it that hard. People on the internet.
And a lot of the
find
stuff
it.
that he traces isn't copyrighted other artwork.
Yeah, he'll
It's
do
just
stock images
yeah.
and stuff that
There
he
you go.
traces over.
I found it.
And really, it's just like, it just doesn't look good. Like, it's not aesthetically pleasing. Like, even when it's traced.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks bad. Anyway, it's beside the point. That's happening. It's coming out in April. I'm still probably going to get it because it's Spider-Man. It's symbiote Spider-Man.
The story will probably be really good.
Yeah, Peter David's writing it, and it's only 5 issues. And if it sells well enough, maybe they'll do an ongoing, like, you know, give us a... It's kind of like what we have with Ghost Spider, do another universe where Peter's still in the symbiote and they, you know, they're living happily ever after. That would make me really happy. Probably not, but it would make me really happy. All right, the next portion of our podcast brought to you by our friends Josh and Alan of Press Start to Join. You can find all of their podcasts, including their social media links, at ps2jshow.com. Last Wednesday of every month is History of Gaming. Check those out. They're all pretty entertaining. All right, EA has canceled their open world Star Wars game.
No way.
Yeah, so another Star Wars game hits the chopping block. Meanwhile, BioWare has apparently been lobbying for years to bring Knights of the Old Republic 3 to EA, but EA says no. Reasons.
Part of the conversation of this is how many console games how many Star Wars console games in 6 years has EA put out?
3?
2.
2, yeah. Battlefront and
Battlefront
2.
1, Battlefront 2.
Dang.
Kind of Funny Games did this huge, like, they did this huge talking point on it, but Gary Whitta, the guy who wrote Rogue One, was like, if you're Disney, how do you not scour that contract to find a way of, hey, you're totally screwing up, we're out.
Yeah.
Like, you've lost the license. Finish up what you're doing now, like, because I still want that Respawn game, whatever it is, because we only have a title, but it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Yeah, because apparently it's supposed to get that, and there's still supposed to be a Visceral one.
No, I think this is the one. That one already got canceled.
Was it?
That was the.
Because I thought that there was.
That was the one. So what happened is that was the one that was going to be like Uncharted, the scoundrel game. It was you're going to play as a scoundrel, and it was the Uncharted style game by the person who wrote the Uncharted games.
Oh yeah.
And then they fired her and canceled that game. Apparently, a bunch of assets then went to this game, that was going to be something, and now this game has been canceled. So they're just totally mismanaging this property. If you had, imagine if Rocksteady could be working on a Star Wars game.
Are you ready?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
but they can't because they're not under EA.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So-
is saying it's they canceled the open world game, but it's not Fallen Order.
Yeah, that's the Respawn game.
They canceled the Visceral game, not Fallen Order.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Never mind.
Yeah, Respawn is who's doing Fallen Order.
Yep. I just read that little tag wrong. All right, we're good. We're good. So yeah. So the one where all those assets went to is officially canceled.
Yep. Which they said that that the stuff that they're using for it now could still be, like, those things could be moved to a new project and blah blah blah. Idiocy, but EA has screwed up so, like, they have done so much disservice to Star Wars.
Yep.
Because I know Shannon and Hunter love Battlefront 2, but that was such a nightmare. Disney had to intervene because of the black eye they were giving the franchise.
And
the
on
most
top of
beloved
that-
franchise in the world.
And on top of that, just be like, because they got one out that's good. Because Battlefront 2 ended up being good. It took it a minute, but it got there.
Battlefront 1 was really good.
It was
Yeah,
so
Battlefront
fun.
1 was.
Yeah,
a
but
lot
say
of fun.
I liked Battlefront 1 more.
But also
played
had
a
its own
lot.
controversies with no story mode and
Yeah.
a DLC season pass that was almost as much as the base game, where they gave you no information on what you were getting.
All right,
Yeah.
fair. I just remember
No,
really
yeah,
liking
it had
had
its
fun
own
with it,
problems.
No,
but
yeah, we
like,
had fun with it.
Yeah.
I had fun with Battlefront 2, but
Yeah.
these are empirically not good releases for Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they've made money and people enjoy them, but the amount of controversy surrounding each of those releases is probably, if not more, as significant as the money it was made.
And basically,
Okay.
the point that I was going to get at is, like, even though, like, those turned out all right, that's just years from this company that's had multiple
Yeah.
developers on projects for it, and they just haven't been able to put anything out. So basically, like, Disney's got to look at this as, like, we could have been raking in so much more cash if we had another publisher. Like, if they had put like any of the other big ones, like Activision, Ubisoft, like, no, I'm not saying like these would have been any better than EA, but they would have given us more properties at this, like more games at this
Well,
point.
and
Yeah.
that's what's one of the things they were talking about on Kind of Funny is, like, imagine if Disney just a division that was set to, okay, we will take meetings with video game publishers. Like, so Rocksteady shows up and, like, this is the Star Wars game we want to make. Or like
Rocksteady doesn't publish or self-publish though, do they?
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, if you have studios who are like, this is who, this is the idea that we have. Actually, I think Rocksteady does. I don't know if they are under anybody.
I thought they were under 2K.
No.
They're under Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. It was
Oh, that's
Warner
what it is.
Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Warner
like I
Brothers
don't
games.
like because it's
Yeah,
definitely not
that's what it
2K because I would definitely remember every time I
Yeah.
start up Batman seeing 2K.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking
no, there's- imagine if you could
Arkham
have-
Origins was a because it wasn't a Warner Brothers Studios that did.
No, it was Warner Brothers, but it wasn't Rocksteady.
Yeah, Warner Brothers published it, but like I thought it was a different.
Yeah, I don't
remember
remember.
what dev studio did it, but
But yeah, imagine if you had these other like talented publishers who have a love and respect for Star Wars, because you really can't be a nerd, especially in the age range of like the people who are making video games, and not have been influenced by Star Wars.
at least a little bit,
Like yeah, or something that you do love that did influence you, that was influenced by Star Wars.
right? So yeah, no, it's
It's just been done dirty.
yeah, it's really unfortunate because there could have been so much more stuff. And honestly, like let BioWare give us Knights of the Old Republic 3. Like if they've been, because I read the article of it, and yeah, apparently the guys at BioWare have been lobbying hard to do Knights of the Old Republic 3. Let them do it.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I can see them not is because Disney wants all that stuff in canon, and they don't want to recognize Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2
yeah,
as canon.
and all of and that's another thing that they kind of brought up is that all of the extended universe is now gone.
Yeah.
And you had so much lore and story that wouldn't have anywhere come near to affecting, the main trilogies.
Right.
But now that that's all gone, and they seem kind of almost hesitant to really expand on that outside of their movies.
And that they might give us an Old Republic movie at some point after they're done with, the backstory stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who knows? All right. So we got probably the biggest fighting game this year was announced on, was it Wednesday, I think? Or was it Thursday?
Thursday.
It was Thursday, yeah. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid got its official trailer and announcement coming to Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
And
Nintendo
Switch.
Switch, and Steam.
And if you buy it and it does have crossplay, if you buy it on anything other than PS4,
I'll buy it for Switch.
yeah, you will.
No,
Boy,
for real though.
This looks like garbage.
This looks so bad. Like I've seen mobile game fighters that look better than this.
And this is a mobile game. They basically just took, because it's the
Legacy
same,
Wars.
It's the same company that makes that. They just took the mobile game and are putting it on console.
That's disgusting.
Oh, it looks so like because at first, because I read the headline, I was like, Power Rangers fighting game? What? I am super on board. That's amazing. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh no. And then you have that, I'm gonna say it, and I don't care if I make enemies. That shill, Jason David Frank, out of context, just say it's morphin' time. Why? You didn't morph. Your character didn't morph. You just did a Hadouken.
Yeah, no, literally everything about that was bad. Like everything about the trailer. The worst part about it was the timing. Because if you guys didn't get the joke, this released less than 2 hours after Mortal Kombat 11 had their release event.
Hey, all right, guys, don't worry. I know Mortal Kombat just released. We got this.
I think that was intentional, honestly. Like, I genuinely, in my heart, kind of think that they saw, like, okay, well, we know what we're making is garbage. Like, we know we're producing just active shovelware that is going to get absolutely crapped on by video game fans, Power Ranger fans. Like, it's going to be that, the meme from Predator of, like, the two super muscular dudes, like, grabbing arms. Power Rangers fans, video game fans hating Battle for the Grid. So they're just hoping that the release is buried under the actual news from the day.
Yeah, maybe they're like, Mortal Kombat looks so good, our game's going to look shitty either way. And since it looks shitty, we'll make it look worse.
Or maybe even just like, it's, oh no, everyone's talking about a fighting game. Let's put out, oh, we made a fighting game. Get excited for that.
Or
Releasing in the same month.
they're probably going under the theory of like no publicity is bad publicity. Like this had this hit before at some other time, we might have passively mentioned it as something that looks awful.
I think
and then it would have just gotten swept under. But like the fact that it did it on the same day got it a lot of attention.
See, and I actually disagree because I think it would have gotten more attention. Actually, you know what? I don't know because of what the game actually looks like. If they had just announced the game and didn't have that teaser, that awful, awful teaser, then maybe. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
no,
it looks terrible.
It looks terrible.
But
it looks so bad.
But what didn't look terrible?
The Mortal Kombat 11 reveal.
Oh my. Just, I'm so excited. I love Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I don't. I'll get the negatives out of the way first. Ronda Rousey is a terrible actor.
Yes.
The limited voice clips that we got played
Bad.
were cringeworthy. It was like those old school NBA 2K games where they had players come in, read line for line off
Yep.
of a script into the microphone, and then leave. And I don't have doubts that she loves Mortal Kombat and she loves the character, but she's just not a good actor.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
just ruining
So
the character I like.
that bummed me out to see that was confirmed. And also the story seems to be based around time travel, like actively,
Yeah.
as opposed to basically there's two timelines. You had one through Armageddon and where the universe ended. To reboot the franchise, which I'll admit, Mortal Kombat kind of needed a reboot because Armageddon was not great.
Especially if you stretch something out like that long. Like any kind of timeline that survives the 90s at this point needed a reboot.
Right.
Twisted Metal.
So reboot time happens. Is his
90s, let's be
amulet.
honest.
Raiden uses his amulet to go to like he showed his and it's unclear if he actually time traveled or if he just like managed to show everything that was happening to his past self. And his past self was like, "Oh, if this is how that plays out, that's what's going to happen. I have to alter that." And that was the plot of Mortal Kombat 9 that we got on PS3 and 360.
Yeah.
And led to, okay, well, Liu Kang can't win the tournament, blah, blah, blah. And then Mortal Kombat X, it was just a time jump. After 9, 20 years goes by, and now that's where we are for X. And and they touched on some of the older stories in 9 and X a little bit, but there wasn't really time travel. Now we have, Raiden has changed the course of time, so this new character, I can't remember her name to save my life, but she is like the ruler of destiny and time. So now she's mad that Raiden has messed with time and destiny, so now she's going to go back and like try to rework things. So this is going to get us, getting older characters interacting with like the old versions of themselves, which is neat.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of explains the announced trailer too of Scorpion dying and then old school Scorpion coming in.
Yep.
But
Because they went like full ninja with Scorpion this
yeah.
time around.
So I'm not thrilled about the fact that it's going to be time travel. But that said, NetherRealm is done awesome work with their story modes, especially when you compare it to other fighting game franchises. Like they're the ones who kind of made it an expectation now.
Yeah.
Was
No,
NetherRealm
they definitely
Studios.
have had the best story mode like in a fighting game in a long time.
But we also got a lot of like really cool news coming out of this reveal, including so there's going to be 25 characters. We got to see Garrus, the new character. He looks awesome. He's like if Tremor and Jax and Awesome had a child.
And included time travel.
See, which in the fighting mechanics is fine because it's basically just it's Sub-Zero.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He just freezes you in place and then stuff
Yeah, it
happens
does
around
stuff.
that. It's not plot critical, at least for the fighting game. It's a brand new engine. The animations look beautiful.
Yeah, and I will say, like, if you were one of those people that had a problem with, like, the X-ray moves, like, how is this not a fatality? Like, basically, the in-match fatalities, if you
Yeah.
had a problem with that, you were going to really, I got some bad news.
I've already talked to Shannon. I talked to Shannon when I took him home yesterday about it. It's just like, oh yeah, no, this is very much like Sonya Blades. She's running you through a turret and it ends in a headshot.
There's
through
one,
and through like brain shot.
But you don't die.
and there's one
No.
other girl. Yeah, no, it's not a
That's-
fatality.
It's the fatal blow, which is what they've renamed
Yeah.
the X-ray system.
Because what is it? Scarlet, I think, is
Yeah.
her name.
Well, I mean, I guess
hers
that's-
is.
That's how Injustice is.
Yeah, no,
you know,
Injustice,
Which, I
Mortal,
mean, it's
like
an-
they've done the X-ray moves for a while now.
It's a NetherRealm game.
Yeah.
So they have the super over the top, but but
Yeah.
they're still getting up after it.
Because the Scarlet's is particularly heinous, where it's like stabs her in the chest, like rips up through her face,
Oh.
and just like, and then she just gets up and keeps fighting. It's like,
Person's got a lot. That person's got a lot of heart, Jesse.
It's because it's how tough these characters are.
Yeah.
They're not these pansies from Street Fighter who catch a roundhouse to the face and they're dead. Like no.
They're
they can,
KO'd.
They can survive this.
They're real
well, because that's the
superheroes.
important thing about Mortal Kombat. If you don't do a fatality, technically you only KO'd them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, so if in-game fatalities bothered you, like I said, I got some bad news.
And now there's two kinds because
Oh, no.
they've changed. They have changed. So we got confirmation that clearly fatalities are back. We got to see quite a bit of those. Brutalities are back. If you watch some of the rest of that stream, other than the announcements, but they're changing the gameplay mechanics. So now instead of having like one super bar that you have to use all 3 bars to then use to get the X-ray move. X-ray has been replaced by it's called the Fatal Blow. It's kind of like Tekken 7's Rage Art system.
Okay.
Where once you drop to 30%
Oh,
or
yeah.
under, then you have access to the Fatal Blow. And it does, that 30% damage or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you miss it the first time, apparently it recharges. So that you have to, be super careful with that. Now there's 2 meters. There's one for defensive actions and one for offensive actions. So your defensive actions would be like rolling when you hit the ground, air dodging, stuff like that. And then the offensive one are when you meter burn your special moves to like extend combos. Unlike Mortal Kombat X and Injustice, it's tied strictly on time. So it's time based instead of how much damage you do or receiving damage, things like that, which is an interesting take.
Okay.
They're also combining the Injustice gear system and the Mortal Kombat X
Variant system.
where you can now create your own variant based on which certain special moves will have different slots. They did say that you're not going to be unlocking them. Pretty much every variant, that version that there is, you have at the start.
That's
which
good,
is
at least.
very good.
Yeah.
Apparently, what it looks like the way the variants exist is in augments, because you can customize and deck out your character to look like what you want with like the several different varieties they have, and you can mix and match. But then you add augments to each of those pieces of gear, and that's what actually impacts the game.
Yeah.
So like,
Because there's this gem system, and now I like that now it's pretty much you have the skins, and then there's like 3 things that you can change on them. So it's not like getting set of arms, set of chest, set of legs, and the helmet like Injustice.
Yeah.
It's, okay, now you have, this is what they look like, and then like with Scorpion, they showed off, you can change the mask, his sword, and then his spear. So it's not, you're not going to have that kind of weird hodgepodge that you could end up with in Injustice, which to their credit for Injustice 2, like, that didn't happen a lot. Like everything,
It made it really hard to
everything kind
make
of-
it look weird.
Yeah, it worked well together because they had the shaders too.
Yeah.
which made it
the shaders are the big difference in that kind of thing. So you don't get like the too crazy looking stuff.
Yeah. I'm super excited about it. There was a bunch of other news. Like we got the part of the roster reveal. They're doing another live reveal on the 30th, which they teased Cabal, so it looks like he'll be a character in that. But they're going to confirm that.
Yep, and we gotta confirm that
later this month.
Scarlet and Baracus are back.
Baraka. Because of CCW and Glory Pro calling him Baracus nonstop. We got Scarlet, Baraka, Raiden, Shao Kahn is the pre-order bonus, Sonya Blade, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero.
So yeah,
those are the
So
7
you
we have
get
so far.
25 when you buy the game, and then I'm assuming there's going to be DLC to get like
Yeah.
10 more characters.
24 when you buy the game. Shao Kahn is the pre-order bonus for 25,
Yeah.
and then Owen Garrus.
Yeah.
And then they will absolutely be
That's
doing
so annoying.
DLC.
See, bless Smash Brothers for just giving you everybody.
I mean, other than the 6 DLC characters,
5.
6.
Yeah, but for the
Isn't
Are
it
you
Piranha
including
Plant?
Piranha Plant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he is a DLC character.
Technically, because you get them for free.
Yeah.
If you
If you do it early enough.
Yeah, if you bought him. If I bought the game in March, I would have to buy Peter Piranha.
true.
It's DLC in my
It is then
opinion.
content that no, it's not an opinion. This is a fact. It is content that you have to download.
Yeah, no, I mean it is. It's just not paid DLC
Yeah, this
unless
is,
you
which in
buy
same,
it.
It's the Shao Kahn is free DLC if you pre-order it.
Yeah,
I
but you have to
guess.
pre-order it, and I don't like that system.
It is what it is.
I mean, I'm gonna pre-order it.
oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, but it says like
and
I
I'm
know
probably
I am.
going to pre-order the version that comes with like the first season of DLC characters because
Yeah.
I'm going to end up buying that anyway.
Except it's always been my stance. Like, if you're gonna pre-order a collector's edition, that's fine. But like, I hate the idea of pre-ordering regular games. They're gonna be in stock. Like, that's not a problem anymore.
I get a fabric poster next week with Buzz, Woody, and Sora on it. So stoked.
So yeah,
And a steelbook.
So, and like for collector's editions and stuff, I'm fine with. But yeah, it's always been my stance that I hate pre-ordering regular copies of games, and I hate that NetherRealm makes you pre-order their games to get characters, or you have to pay $5 for it, which is just dumb. I don't like that system.
I understand you don't like that system, and I totally get why you don't understand. Like you don't
But
like
we're
that
well
system.
past that being a conversation.
But well, and yes, and NetherRealm has done so much goodwill that I'm like,
Assuming you're getting in on console,
yeah, like it,
you know, they have
okay,
zero
yeah.
goodwill built up with a PC,
which
crowd.
mostly because they
negative goodwill
because
there.
they outsource that to other companies, and then those companies just poop the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
no, the
they
same
have done-
company. They keep giving it to the same company.
Do they really?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming there's a
I thought
contract.
I thought Injustice was a different one than Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
And that's why people were kind of like almost optimistic. Oh,
It's
but-
been the same company. NetherRealm keeps messing. They keep handing it to a company that craps the bed.
which granted, that's a Warner Brothers thing too.
Yeah, no, Warner Brothers also has done
Which
that.
that actually might be a Warner Brothers call, if it's the same
Might be.
company.
Because yeah, no, they've definitely done that with the titles. But regardless, like, I don't agree with we're past that conversation, because when we're past that conversation, that means we've given up and given in to their desires.
Oh yeah, no, I have.
And no,
I got
I'm not
Brainiac.
going to do that.
I did Brainiac. I'm gonna do Shao Kahn.
I only mean it's past the point of conversation because like that's just how games work now.
Yeah, no, I'm not agreeing with that. Like agreeing to that means that we are giving in to them, and I'm not gonna.
I got Rey Mysterio at the last WWE game. Like
You also pre-ordered the collector's edition for both of those games you're talking about.
damn, you're right.
You like almost the only thing you pre-order now are collector's editions, so I don't get that mad at you.
Yeah, I blame you guys for that. You know, before I met you guys, I didn't have a single collector's edition.
I was
Like for real, I never did. Second I met you guys, 3 years now, my bank account's been like, "Why are you doing this, Dalton?" And I'd be
do-
like, "My friends."
I pre-order games just because it's like, oh, my money hit. Best Buy makes you buy the whole game instead of just doing like the $5
Yeah.
when you do online, and then I can just go to the store and pick it up because it's like, oh, now I have because they take the money out when you pre-order it, not when it's released.
Well, sort of. They put a hold on your account. Mm-hmm. They actually take the money out on the day it comes out.
Okay.
That's what happened with
Wait.
WWE.
What? No, I'm pretty sure they took all my money for Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know. It's weird because
I'm
like
pretty sure because I'm
Do,
not.
do you want me to buy a spare just in case?
Basically, the charge shows up twice.
I don't think
So
it's
they
so.
didn't take it out the first time when it charged me?
Like,
it puts a hold. It kind of like
Yeah, it
reserves.
puts-
It reserves that money for
Oh,
later.
okay. So I don't have to worry
So
about
it shows that it was
overdrafting
taken-
when it comes out.
It shows
'cause
that it's like a pending charge, and
Yeah.
like
I
it'll
don't
just kind
think
of
so.
stay
Man,
pending.
you guys have me freaked out now.
I
Oh,
only
I
say
thought
that
she was
'cause,
gonna
like,
use a different
'cause I
word.
pre-ordered the
Oh
Anthem
my
collector's
God.
edition, and
Oh, that
Because I
VIP.
ordered it when I had all of the money.
it's fair.
Yeah.
You know, so I when I pre-ordered the Anthem collector's edition, I put in my card info, and it told me that I couldn't use that card because like my debit card expires next month,
Mine does too.
and the card apparently will be expired before the game releases, so it wouldn't let me use it. So yeah, that's why I
That's weird.
think that it puts the hold on it as opposed to
Yeah.
just.
I don't know. It does it
taking
weird.
out now.
I've noticed that it looks like it charges me twice, but it doesn't.
But either way, going back, no, the point is that I refuse to support that system. And the only reason I got some of those characters, with Injustice, I pre-ordered because I got the collector's edition, or Injustice 2 anyway. All of the rest of them, I've used my hookups at big video game chain store to get codes after the fact.
Right.
I will not pre-order these games.
Oh, EB?
Huh?
EB games?
Yeah.
And I would care I would care more if it was a like an unknown developer or like a new IP or like a new franchise that they were trying out. But like I know what I'm getting with NetherRealm, so I don't mind.
I don't like sending that message, like that it's okay to do this, because it's not. I don't care how much goodwill you've got. It's not okay. It's not cool. Like, it's a dick move. And yeah, I know it's nerd up, but yeah. I can't stand when people put content behind pre-order bonuses. It's stupid, and it's infuriating. Anyway, all right, guys, that's an hour, so that's going to do it for us. We are all excited about Mortal Kombat. I know I came off there a little angry there at the end, because I am about that decision that NetherRealm continues to make, but I'm still probably going to play the game.
This is going to be super excited for that exclusive pre-order bonus for pre-ordering Anthem next week.
What's the pre-order bonus there?
Oh yeah, that's the VIP weekend. Next weekend, we're actually going to get to play the game.
Oh, okay.
Month before release.
That is a pre-order deal with the collector's edition of it.
Oh,
which is
it's pretty cool.
what we did.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that, Dalton? Are you
Probably
looking at
not.
this
I'm-
like, all right.
You have to be
Anyway,
Iron Man or Hulkbuster Iron Man or
So-
Doctor Doom.
so Ace and I will actually have information about it. Like we'll have had hands-on.
Oh, wait. Next week in
with
CCW, there's literally no
Friday. It's
I'm
Friday.
gonna be in Tantera on Friday.
Well, that's you. That sounds like a you problem.
Yep,
I'm
Don,
gonna
yep.
be home playing Anthem.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.